All right, y'all. What's up? What's up? What's up? What's up? It is me coming back at you again with another live hangout video stream. That is, I'm gonna have to be more more precise. Oop, no pun intended. More. All right, looks like my sound levels are good. All right, y'all. So let's get to it real quickly. I'm sure everyone's seen the fight that just went down a few hours ago. Currently, we're looking at the ESPN fight between Jesse Hart and let's see. Oh, the fight just ended. Okay. Oh, actually, it's coming up right now. Okay, yeah. Jesse Hart just fought and he just won a regional title against what's his name? He's greeting Bernard Hopkins and Lennox Lewis. They're in attendance tonight for this top ranked card, whose headlining is Brian Jennings versus Alexander-Dimentrenko. So this is Brian Jennings' second fight coming back. After beating Joey DeWecko in a 10-round unanimous decision, I believe, or majority decision. I think it was a unanimous decision. So Brian Jennings is trying to climb back into the heavyweight ranks, and hopefully he can get another title shot. His last title shot was 3 years ago against Vladimir Klitschko, which he fought. Gave a good effort, but clearly came up short against Klitschko. We'll see. And that was 3 years ago. But anyhow, while I think people are sleeping right now, especially in the UK. Shout out to the UK subscribers and commenters. Now, the fact is, what I was going to say is Deontay Wilder and Tyson Fury fight is official. Wait for people to get in. It's officially done. Showtime pay-per-view. In fact, Showtime has also confirmed it too as well. They pretty much are advertising it on their social media page on Twitter and also believe Instagram. Of course, next Monday they will actually have the official date. Well, actually, the venue that is. Obviously, the date's been confirmed. I believe it's for November 17th. So Monday they will have a press conference and they're going to go in and iron out all the remaining details for the fight, whatnot. So I know the debate has been. There's a debate about whether Tyson Fury is ready or not. So obviously, that's up for you guys to for interpretation to believe whether he's ready or not. Of course, his performance was somewhat of a letdown because people were expecting a guy like Francisco Pianetta, to be knocked out or stopped because he was knocked out by last year by Kevin Johnson, and Kevin Johnson is not known to be a knockout artist, especially when he was fought at the peak of his career, and he's been quite shot and over the hill for some time now, and wow, I mean that was awkward. But anyways, Bayonetta wasn't, obviously he didn't pose much any difficulties or problems for Fury. He was very slow and very, flat-footed. Yeah, he did kind of get off his shots. Fury did show his awkwardness. He did show his elusiveness. He showed his head movement and whatnot, and putting his combinations together. His hand speed was there, but he wasn't really committing on in most of his shots. And one thing I would say, and I said in my post fight vid, is that he was very, he's slower. His foot speed's been slow. Has been it's dwindled, and obviously that's due to the fact that he's ravaged his body for the last 3 years with substances, illegal substance like such as cocaine, whatnot. And to be fair, Tyson Fury has never always been a very disciplinary fighter, even before the drug controversy after the Vladimir Klitschko fight. So he Yeah, a lot of people feel that, you know what, some people feel that he's not ready for that Deontay Wilder fight 3 months down the road. Um, Look, you know, he's already had two tune-ups. How many more tune-ups does he need to be ready for a fight like Wilder, you know? Or anybody like Dillian White or Dominic Brazil. Maybe Dominic Brazil, you can argue, okay, he should go into that fight. But even Dominic Brazil is pretty dangerous for Tyson Fury at this point. So he probably knows himself that I'm not sure Kiwi would agree with me on this, but maybe maybe Dominic Brazil. I mean, is maybe Tyson Fury thinks to himself right now, and he says, you know what? Maybe he probably thinking to himself right now, say, you know what? I probably won't even be able to be at, you know, I'm not even going to be at the level that I used to be several, you know, a few years ago. If I'm gonna take a dangerous fight right now, why not take a dangerous fight against a guy who's gonna get me paid? What do you know? Deontay Wilder. You know, he's going to give me a big payday. I mean, it's a dangerous fight, yes, but it's worth the risk. And, you know, and it's going to be a pay per view fight. So I'm not only getting a guaranteed amount of maybe the rumor mills that he's getting about $10, $12 million guaranteed pay, plus he's getting pay per view back in, plus he's getting a licensing fee that's being paid out by BT Sport. So, and Wilder's getting the Showtime pay-per-view revenue plus the ticket revenue. I'm not sure if Fury's getting ticket revenue, but he's getting paid for the Wilder fight. So if I'm going to fight anybody dangerous, then I'm going to take the Wilder fight. I know I'm not going to be, you know, and like I'm saying, he's saying this to himself that I'm not going to perform at the level that I used to be, given the fact I've been away for 3 years and I've damaged my body. So that's probably what the situation is, and it does look like a cash out. I'm just being honest, it does. Kiwi says that I wouldn't be surprised if Fury tried to pull out of the fight until April and try to make another fight in December. You know what, Kiwi? Let's hope not. That's not the case because we don't need no pullouts right now. We don't need anybody pulling out. I mean, it definitely is not going to look good, especially if that happens. But hey, injuries do occur. But if it does happen, man, yeah, there's going to be a lot of disappointed people. And Wilder may end up having to fight in Brazil, and then they have to push the fight back to April. Could be a possibility because Joshua's fighting in April. So, in the rumor is that he'd be fighting Dillian White. Wawa, what's going on? He says there, or he or she, excited for the fight. Fury is very confident. Yeah, he's a confident guy, and I know Big John Fury did. He did say in an interview. I think it was an IFL or Boxing Social. Shout out to Boxing Social. They're actually doing a very good job with their interviews. You know, their approach on, you know, on fighters and who they interview. They seem to be very, very good and impartial. Um, Big Don Fury said that, look, that was the Tyson Fury that you saw tonight against Pianetta was 40% of Tyson Fury. Trust me, we have a game plan for Wilder. He hasn't seen nothing yet. We reserve that for. Sorry about that. We reserve that for. We don't want to give away all our secrets going against a guy like Pianetta. In fact, you know, he may have a point. I'm not saying he's totally right, but the fact is that Tyson Fury's trainer Ben Davison did say it in the corner. I think you know, in one of the rounds, say, "Look, don't rush yourself. Don't spend too much energy trying to you know, trying to knock out Pianetta." So I guess they weren't from the looks of it, they weren't trying to look for a knockout. They were just trying to get some rounds, whatnot, and they were trying to not give away too many of the secrets going up against Wilder. That may be the case. But again, some would argue a guy like Pianetta, you're gonna have to make a statement. So, you know, at least make a statement. Yeah, get some rounds in, but knock him out like in the 8th or 9th round. So that I can understand why people are a bit weary right now about him going into this fight against Wilder in this condition. I mean, let's be fair though, he is in a better condition than he was previously, especially after the Safiri fight. Yes, but you know, me personally, I think maybe he needs one more tune-up before the Wilder fight. But then again, there's arguments on both sides. It's like, how many more tune-ups does he need to be ready to, you know, to fight elite heavyweight? You know, and like I said, Fury probably saying to himself or his team saying to themselves, like, look, if we were going to take on a dangerous heavyweight, why not Wilder? He's going to get us paid. Joshua, yes, but what Eddie Hearn wanted to do, and I've covered this in one of my previous videos, Eddie Hearn wasn't going to give him no soft touch-ups if he had signed with Matchroom. He was trying to put him in there with the likes of Dillian White and Tony Bellew in his first fight coming back. Then if he had got past Tony Bellew, he would have to fight Dillian White next. And then if he got past Dillian White, then he gets the Joshua fight. Wow. I mean, Eddie Hearn was really trying to put him in there against tough opponents before he got the shot at Joshua. So, and like I said, I have to call this out as far as the double standard is concerned. People are accusing Wilder of cherry picking. I mean, well, wait a minute, hold on here. This is Fury's decision. He was the one who wanted to fight. Okay, but Wilder confirmed it himself. It was Fury who called me and called our team to make that fight happen, not me. So hey, the fact is that why? Where was the outrage when Hearn wanted to put Fury in there against the likes of Bellew and White before the Joshua fight? So now people are blaming Wilder for so-called cherry picking here. I'm like, well, hey, Fury's already got 2 tune-ups before the fight. So what more do you? How many more tune-ups does he need? So I mean, like I said, it's a double standard on it's a double standard on their part. The Texan says that it's going to look bad on both sides if Fury pulls out. I'll benefit. It'll benefit Fury physically, but I could see a huge backlash of people attacking Deontay Wilder for this. Yeah, that's what's going to happen. It's going to be a backlash if there's either one of them is going to pull out. It's going to be a huge backlash. It's not going to look good. And again, I think Fury may go through with it and say, hey, look, if I'm going to get a payday against a dangerous heavyweight, a prime heavyweight, it's going to have to be Wilder. Because again, I was able to get 2 tune-ups in. I was going to make some type of money, and then I get a big fight, and then that'd be it. The question is, after the Wilder fight, will he continue his career? Some people will doubt it. I may have some doubts, but we'll see. Kiwi says that I can only see AJ fighting White if White can get a WBO Mando spot. AJ don't got time for voluntaries. Yeah, well, he doesn't at this point, especially he has a mandatory schedule. And to be fair, though, as a unified champion, it's very difficult to hold on all the belts because you do have all these mandatories you have to fulfill, especially with these sanctioned bodies. It's very difficult to make them happy, paying them sanction fees and fulfilling their obligations because they're trying to get paid. So, and you're trying to get paid, whatnot. But, it is kind of bizarre that all of a sudden now they have announced a mandatory schedule for Anthony Joshua, particularly the WBO. I mean, they've enforced a mandatory for him, and yet they haven't even called the mandatory. They haven't even announced an opponent, nor there hasn't been a final elimination bout that's taken place. So that's bizarre, but that's beside the point. Kiwi says it's still 4 months until December. Fury can still be ready for Wilder if he stays in shape or if he stays committed. Yeah, that's possible. I don't think Fury will pull out, just delay the fight until early next year. I mean, that could happen. I think that it's going to depend on their training camp and see how things go. If things don't go as well as they would hope for, and they see that okay, he's not really ready, then they're going to delay the fight. That could happen. Even if they delay it, some people are going to still be upset, but at the same time, it probably won't be backlash won't be strong because there's still fight still on. They just pushed it out for a later date. That's all it is, It'd be sad though, because if that's the case, then Wilder will have to wait for a year and he'll be inactive for a whole year, and that's something people don't want. They want their champions to be active for at least two times a year. Yeah, Kiwi says the IBF will be called on too. Yeah, I heard about that too. After the Huey Fury and the Kubrat Pulev fight, the Eliminator, they're going to call after that fight, whoever the winner is, they're going to call to mandate that fight too. So I did cover that in my previous video. Let me see. Akuma's Deception. What's going on, man? He says that Fury needs at least 2 or 3 more fights if he wants to be ready. He looks sluggish out there. He did a bit. He did. I agree. There, he didn't look as quite as impressive. I agree with you on that. And to be fair, though, he did look a lot better in this fight than he did against the Fury, and he looked like he was in better shape. He looked more elusive. He showed a lot more head movement. He put his combinations together. He wasn't really clowning around. He took it a little bit serious. But then again, like I said, there's 2 sides to an argument here. It's like, look, how many more tune-ups does he need before he gets into a big fight? And again, I thought he needs at least about another tune-up, at least 1 more. But, hey, if he feels he's ready at this point, then let him go for it. I think in his mind, again, from a mental standpoint, he doesn't want to do the sport. He doesn't want to partake in boxing any longer. As I've mentioned, if he feels that he needs a big fight, why not take it on now against Wilder? I'm going to get paid. It's going to be a huge, massive payday for me, and that's it. You know, I know myself I can't compete at the level that I used to be, given the fact that I've damaged my body over the last 3 years with illegal substance. So, and you know, I think that's what he's thinking right now. So, and I could be wrong, but we'll see. Brown gone. What's up, Brown? Brown says, Dan, I would love to see this fight like 2 years ago, but not now. Fury isn't ready. He's not the same as he was when he fought Klitschko. Yeah, I agree. I agree. But again, Brown, it's just like, well, if he feels he's ready, then why not? We can't really knock him for it. But how many more tune-ups does he need? Because if he gets another tune-up, what if he looks bad in that tune-up fight? Are we going to say that he's not ready from that tune-up? I mean, I like again. I think he feels that he needs to just cash out as quick as possible before he gets hurt. He doesn't want to risk, doing another tune-up and feels that he's not, feels that he's going to get hurt, against somebody in another tune-up. I don't know, man. I can't knock him if he feels if he's ready, but we all know it's a cash out fight, and if he wants to cash out, so be it. Again, it goes to back to my point. Remember, Eddie Hearn wanted him to go in there against Tony Bellew in his comeback fight. And if he got past Bellew, then he had to fight Dillian White before he gets a Joshua shot. So why the uproar now? What was the uproar then when Hearn wanted him to do that? So let's see. Akuma's Deception says that, yes, he looked good for a guy that's been out of the ring for 2 years. As for fighting the champion, he did not look great. Yeah, I have to agree with that, Akuma. It did. But again, it's his decision, so we can't really knock him for that. Young, the Merv. What's going on, Young Merv? He says that, what up, Dan? Fury looked better, but he can be hit, though. Be careful, Tyson. Yeah, though, I agree with that, Merv. I think he was getting a little touched up against Pianetta, but the problem is that Pianetta didn't really commit on his shots, and he didn't really have much power. He didn't really try. Let's be honest. He didn't really try. He was there to collect the check, and it was just there to kind of make Fury look good. But the fact is that it is what it is. It's so it is what it is. So I think that Fury's made up his mind what he wants to do here. Same with Warren. Frank Warren don't care. He's going to cash him out and he'll make money. He'll find other fighters. That's what Frank Warren does, man. He likes to recycle. He likes to, he don't care. He puts his fighters in the fray, man. He'll let them go out and travel and fight. I mean, the gypsies like Saunders and Theory, they're travelers. They'll go anywhere and fight anybody. That's what they do, Kiwi says, when has Fury ever looked good? I mean, even against the Klitschko fight was born. Yeah. That's true, Kiwi. Even in the Klitschko fight, wasn't really committing on the shots. To me, he had there was some bit of a resemblance of how he boxed in this fight against Klitschko, but the fact remains is that he was in better shape, he was in better condition, and he was a lot faster on his feet. So yeah, that was definitely a bit off from this fight. Kuma said that Warren's cashing out like an idiot. I don't blame him though. Hey, it is what it is. That's what promoters do. What was a date and venue confirmed? I can tell you one thing, Akuma. It is going to be in Vegas. They do have the location, and the rumor mill, it is going to be at T-Mobile Arena, and the date is November 17th. Showtime pay-per-view. And Showtime has confirmed that it is going to be on their pay-per-view. It's going to be on their platform on the pay-per-view. They have it on Twitter. They also have it on Instagram and also on their YouTube page. They're promoting it right now. So it'll be announced Monday on the venue, but more than likely it's the T-Mobile Arena. Yeah. Hey, Kiwi. Yeah, thanks, man. I'm going to tune into that fight as well. I'm going to cover it on the Jennings and Dimentrenko fight. So it's coming up right now. Jennings is entering the ring. So we'll see how that goes. The Texas says that might sound strange, but if there's a scenario when it turns out like Ward and Kovalev won, I mean, a lot of people thought Andre Ward didn't look the same in his 2 fights before Kovalev, yet he performed well. Hey, you know what? That's a big gift. Hey, Texan, that's a very, 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 very good point. Andre Ward, yes, he was always in good condition, but he had battled injuries. He had a very, very, very significant shoulder injury that kind of neutralized some of his mobility, especially his strength and whatnot. And it kind of affected his hand speed a bit too. And a lot of people thought that Andre Ward, wasn't going to be the same fighter after coming off those shoulder injuries. Even against Sullivan Barrera, people felt that, yeah, you know what? He is not the same fighter. There were some people who were saying that. They were like, he's not the same fighter. He wasn't quite as impressive against what's his name? Alexander Brand. They expected him to stop Brand or knock him out, and that didn't happen. They're like, okay, Kovalev's going to eat this guy up. That's what people were saying. I thought Kovalev was going to knock out Andre Ward. I thought, you know what? If he feels he's ready, so be it. But I thought, you know what? After that long layoff, coming off an injury, a significant shoulder injury, and he has some knee problems too. Thanks for bringing that up, Merv. I thought Andre Ward was going to get knocked out. I thought Kovalev was going to eat this guy up, and we saw that Ward had other tools to his arsenal to beat Kovalev. In 2 fights, he did. So, I mean, that's a good point, Texan. That's a good point. But the difference is that Andre Ward wasn't doing a lot of substance abuse, and he didn't blow up in weight. But then again, he did have a significant shoulder injury and he had some knee problems as well. So almost some similarities there, but we'll see. We'll see if Tyson Fury can pull it off. You think this fight would be better than Joshua Povetkin skill-wise and competitiveness? Well, you know what? That's a good question, Brown Gone. I don't know. I mean, I can tell you it's more intriguing than Joshua Povetkin, but as far as being skill-wise and being competitive, I don't know. Joshua Povetkin can still be a more competitive fight, given the clash of styles. Who knows? It depends on how AJ approached the fight, because his last 2 fights, his performances against Takam and Parker, they haven't been very good. And the British public hasn't, especially on the casual side, hasn't taken kindly to Joshua's last 2 performances, especially in stadium fights. So, and that could be an explanation why he hasn't sold out in Wembley against Povetkin, because they didn't take kindly about, his performances in Cardiff, his last 2 performances in Cardiff. So it depends on how he approaches it against Povetkin. We know Povetkin's going to make the fight out of it. He's going to take risks. He's going to lunge in and he's going to really try to get inside and knock you out. Joshua, a guy who wants to be very cautious and conservative, we don't know. We'll see how he approaches it. He may change his tactics, but against a guy like Povetkin, we'll see. Sexy P says that at least someone has the balls to fight Wilder. Joshua had his shot, but chose to fight nobodies. Well, P, I wouldn't call Povetkin a nobody. No. Povetkin is still a good fighter, and he's still a dangerous fight for a guy like Joshua. It's just that looking at it at another perspective, people are just disappointed that the fight that everyone wanted to see did not come to fruition. And there's plenty of blame to go around. Joshua's getting the blame. Wilder's getting the blame. But to be honest with you, in my opinion, I think that situation hurts Joshua's profile more than Wilder, in my opinion, because if you look at it, Wilder making the fight with Fury hasn't really damaged him in a way. It's really made Joshua look bad at this point, in my opinion. And again, he is fighting Povetkin. He is fighting, to be fair to him, he is fighting a very good, dangerous opponent in the top 10. So we can't knock him for that. I wouldn't call Povetkin a nobody, but the fact is that, yes, he did have a shot to make the Wilder fight. It didn't happen. So I think it's kind of hurt his profile a little bit. So for him to salvage it, take on the Povetkin fight, yes, get it out the way. That's a mandatory. If then somehow, some way, a miracle needs to happen to make the Wilder fight happen next year. Because if they can't make the Wilder fight happen next year, he's gonna get criticized for that. I'm gonna be honest, he will. He's gonna get criticized, and Wilder may get criticized. So we'll see how this happens, man. They both may get criticized, but I think his profile really took a hit from how this negotiation fell out. In my opinion, it really took a hit. So yeah. Let me see. Akuma says at least one more clown is being eliminated from contention. Hey, it is what it is. Young Murr says Andre Ward had a knee problem. Yeah, you already addressed that before the Kovalev fight the first time. His shoulder was in recovery too. Yeah, I have addressed that. So we'll see. Akuma says that Ward's shoulder injuries really hampered his career. Before those injuries, he was lightning quick and punched him up harder. Yeah, he did. He was lightning quick. He had snap his punches. I mean, the dude was lightning quick. It was very difficult to hit the dude, but again, it really hampered him and it really slowed him down. And that's what made me wonder. I mean, can he really beat Sergey Kovalev going into that first fight? And I had some doubts. So this could be the same scenario for Fury as I think Texan brought this up. Yeah, very good point. Yeah, Texan brought this up. So yeah, even though I'm not a war fan, but pre-war injury and layoff, he was amazing fighter. He was one of my favorite fighters then. Yeah, he was. He was, man. A hell of a fighter. From the looks of it, Young Murr says Wilder may be too quick for Tyson Fury to play with, especially now because Fury looked a bit slower. Yeah, he did. And like I said, he may be elusive, but Wilder is much more quicker, man, especially with that right hand. And Wilder has a lot of athleticism. He's not a textbook fighter. And I know a lot of people criticize Wilder for the lack of technique that he has, but let's be real. I've seen fighters with worse technique than Deontay Wilder. Let's be real. I have. Okay. The fact is that it's not always about technique that's going to get you through fights. It's about whatever techniques that you have to your arsenal and use it to your advantage. And that's what Wilder is good at doing. Okay. And he's a slippery guy too, but he does get hit. But he's very slippery, but he can get hit sometimes. Akuma says that both AJ and Wilder are avoiding the fight, in my opinion. Wilder is fighting Fury as means more leverage in negotiation. If he beats Wilder and the pay-per-view success, AJ will have to give him more. You mean if he beats Fury and the pay-per-view success, AJ will have to give him more? Yeah. I think that's what the strategy is, and I think the Texan brought this up. Yeah, I think in one of my videos, he said, "Look, if the pay-per-view does at least about 300,000 buys, then it's a good success." It could be, and I expect it to do at least 200,000. I mean, I hope it does 200,000. If it exceeds more than that, then that's definitely will be a surprise for me. So I mean, this is Wilder being headlining the pay per view for the U.S. in the first time. I'm happy for him. So we'll see how it does. This is just to test the market, whatnot. So Wing King, what's going on, man? I see you got a new avatar. He says the King of Wing Chun is here. What's happening, dog? What's happening? Man. Yeah, so Wilder in 3. Yeah, I think it's gonna go no later than I think Wilder's gonna get him out no later than 7 rounds, in my opinion. No later than 7 rounds. What's going on with the Jennings fight? Round 2, Jennings-Dimentrenko. We'll see. Hold on, y'all. Sorry about that, y'all. I was talking to the wife. Anyways, I'm looking at the Dimitrenko fight and Jennings fight. Dimitrenko established his position. He's keeping he's utilizing his reach and he's keeping Jennings a little bit cautious. Jennings doesn't want to. Seems like Jennings doesn't really want to trade with him in the outside. But the question is that can Jennings win this fight from the outside? He doesn't really have the reach to do it, but he does. He can fight off the back with pretty well. Okay, yeah. See, Dimitrenko's caught him with a good right on top of the head. So, yeah, he's definitely got the reach. So, I think Jennings he's popping him with the jab here. Yeah, Dimitrenko's going to. I mean, Jennings is going to have to start taking some chances. I don't think he can win this fight from the outside. He's going to have to get inside and keep the fight up close, and he's going to have to try to smother his shots. Yeah, Dimitrenko's winning this round so far. Yeah, so Dimitrenko's winning this round so far. So yeah, he popped him with a right. Yeah, the thing about Jennings, he doesn't really move his head a lot, man. That's one thing I noticed about him. He doesn't show a lot of head movement. He needs to start doing that, especially if he thinks he can compete and get back in title contention again. I'm gonna be honest. Let me go back to the chat. You guys been a good crew so far. In fact, Ward's shoulder injuries caused him to be a one-handed fighter. That's why he rarely threw his left in that first Kovalev fight. Yeah, absolutely. Actually, he threw the left jab more often than his right. He actually didn't throw his right a lot often in that first fight, Akuma. So I'm not sure. Did he have the shoulder injury in that left shoulder or the right shoulder? Because he didn't throw a lot of right hands in that fight. Even in the second fight, he didn't really throw on a lot of right hands. So Wilder could have fought AJ in September, but we know who didn't want that fight. That ship has sailed and sunk. You know what, young Merv? From the looks of it, I could be wrong. I This Wilder and Joshua situation is shaping out to be like Lennox Lewis and Riddick Bowe. All right. I mean, when Riddick Bowe, shamelessly, as you and as many of the UK people would say, shamelessly ducked and avoided Lennox Lewis by giving up his WBC belt and throwing it in the trash. Publicly did it. I mean, it was just shameful. It was disgusting for Riddick Bowe, and at that time I didn't have respect for him for doing that. Okay, and the fact is that people were still optimistic at that point when Bowe was winning fights, and Lennox Lewis obviously was winning fights. People were still hopeful that that fight could go down, and obviously both Bowe and Lewis had some setbacks. Bowe had a setback against Holyfield I think it was in '94 or was it late '93 in the rematch. He had setback against Holyfield in the Holyfield rematch, and Lennox Lewis got knocked out unexpectedly by Oliver McCall. So even though Riddick Bowe started to get back on a winning stride by picking up then the minor WBO title, less regarded title back then, and Lennox Lewis was starting to win again, people would thought that, okay, you know what, that fight could still happen because Lennox Lewis showed up at Riddick Bowe's press conference, one of his post-fight press conferences. I think it was against Jorge Luis Gonzalez, I believe that Lennox Lewis showed up and he confronted Bowe, and they had a confrontation, and Bowe said, "Your mama." He's like, "When I'm gonna get my shot, dog?" He said, "Your mama's gonna get a shot, not you." I think that's what Riddick Bowe said to him. So at that time, people were like, "Man, that ship has sunk as sail. Forget it. It ain't gonna happen." Because Riddick Bowe didn't want that fight. He didn't want it for some reason. I think he was emotionally scarred from that Olympic final that he had with Lennox Lewis back in '88. So Jennings is done. Wing Ting. Let me see. Let me see. Wilder's going to carry Fury for a few rounds and then take him out of there. If he KOs him early, people will say that Fury wasn't that good anyways. That's a possibility, but we'll see, man. We'll see. It's actually better for Wilder if fighting Fury instead of AJ. If he wins, him and AJ will have a legitimate claim at being the best heavyweight. Yeah, good point. I mean, because Wilder will have the lineal and the heavyweight and the WBC championship, and possibly the ring title could be on the line that night as well. So, and to me, I don't think the ring title is really that significant, but I mean, I guess you can use it for some type of leverage when it comes to negotiations. We'll see. Hold on, y'all. I'll be right back. I'm gonna get back to the fight. Give me a minute. There's Lennox Lewis right there. He's shouting. I think he's shouting at Jennings. I don't know. I guess he's trying to encourage him. Yeah, Jennings is losing this fight so. All right, guys, I'm back. Let me see. All right. Well, I gave Dimentrenko 2 rounds of 1 so far in my card. Um, Let me see. Let me go back to the chat while they're on commercial break. Jennings is too small for heavyweight. I mean, look, he's not exactly a small heavyweight. I mean, maybe he's 225 pounds. And I mean, could he make cruiserweight? Maybe. But yeah, he's definitely not a big heavyweight. He's like he's not a big heavyweight. He's not. Um, Akuma says, "Is this fight on HBO or Showtime? Are you talking about the Jennings and the Dimentrenko fight? No, it's on ESPN. Yeah, it's on ESPN. Okay, guys, hold on for a second. Oh man, hold on. Oh, Jennings is down. Oh shit. Yep, he's down. He got knocked down. Oh my goodness. I think he's gonna get knocked. Well, he looks okay. Don't look like he really got hurt. Okay, yeah, he's talking to Dimentrenko. Like I said, he can't win this fight from the outside, man. He's gonna have to take some chances, man. I know he got knocked down, but still, though, yeah, Dimentrenko is just really. Yeah, come on, come on, come on. Yeah, he can't win this fight on the outside. I don't know why he's staying on the outside on the back foot. That, to me, right now, he's fighting a suicide fight. Now, Dimitrenko's not a dangerous heavyweight, but still, though, what I'm saying is that he's got the longer arms, and now he's proved he's got the power. Now it's like this dude's out punching him from the outside. You see, look at him. He's got to close the distance. He's got to try to find a way to smother those shots. Look at him. He's going to the body, going upstairs. He's trying to jab. Okay, now he's trying to get inside. Okay, he's trying to get inside, with the jab. Okay, again, you got to show the head movement, man. Show that, move your head. Oh boy, yeah. Well, he's okay though. He still got his legs though. So, like I say, he didn't look like. I mean, maybe he was a little bit stung, but he still had his legs. That's a good thing. When he got knocked down, he got up. He still had his legs. He was talking to Dimitrenko. So, yeah. Jennings, he tried. Jennings is done. I respect him though. Yeah. I mean, look, even if he gets through this Dimitrenko fight, yeah, some people are going to be like, I don't know, man. You got knocked down by a guy, and some people look at Dimitrenko as a high level journeyman. So, yeah, some people are gonna look at this. Even if you get by him and win this on the cards, yeah, this is gonna be people are gonna look at this and say, I don't know, man. You can't compete on the high level, in the heavy ranks. Like guys like Joshua, guys like Wilder, guys like Ortiz. Well, he got knocked out by Ortiz, so he already fought him. Dillian White. I don't know. Even the up and coming fighters like Joe Joyce and Tony Yoka, heavyweights. I don't know, man. I don't know. We'll have to see what strategies that he employs, what type of adjustments he makes going into the next round. Yeah, let me see. Back of the head. Oh, he got hit in the back of the head. No, that looks like a temple shot to me. Let me see. I'm gonna look at it one more time. Okay, here's another angle. You know what? That was close. That was close. Let me look at it one more time. Oh, you know what? That was a back of the head shot. That right there. Oh man. That. I mean, to me, like I said, from real time, if you're looking at it from a referee's angle, from one perspective, that looked like a temple shot. And then, is that Ian John Lewis officiating this fight? Yes, it is. Oh man. Yeah. That right there looked like a borderline back of the head shot. I have to say it because that was extremely close. You know what's worse though? Andre Durrell, please retire, bro. Yeah, Andre Durrell coming back and he's fighting at light heavyweight. Nah, no way. No way in hell. I mean, do I honestly believe that he can compete against Elidia Alvarez, even Sergey Kovalev, for God's sakes? Okay, I mean, Sergey Kovalev to me is a dumb fighter. He's seen shot, but I still give Kovalev a good chance to win that fight and knock out Durrell. I mean, I'm gonna be honest. I give him a good shot and knock him out. But Andre Dirrell keep competing against, I mean, Alexander Vosdick. I mean, Donna Stevenson, Dimitri Bivol. I mean, Bivol. I mean, come on, man. Marcus Brown. Maybe Marcus Brown. I mean, Marcus Brown didn't look that good against his last opponent, but still, though, I still favor Marcus Brown to win that fight. So Dirrell, man, he needs to hang it up. If he think he could just come out of retirement, just short lived and then compete at light heavyweight, that ain't gonna happen. But who knows, man? He may surprise us, but I don't see it. He's definitely shot. He's physically shot after the Abraham fight. That's what did him in. So yeah, exactly, Merv. Ever since that Abraham fight, he hasn't been the same fighter. He's been kind of off after that fight. I heard he has sustained some type of brain injury because Abraham really hits hard, man. That dude hits hard. He can crack hard. I mean, remember, this is a guy who caused a brain bleed on Jermaine Taylor. So, yeah. Marcus Brown versus Andre Dirrell. Yeah, interesting matchup, but I'm going to favor Brown to win that fight. He's a naturally bigger dude. He's a naturally big light heavyweight compared to Andre Dirrell. Dirrell wasn't even a big super middleweight. He's a very small dude. Oh man, I don't know, man. I don't know why he's making this decision. I mean, hey, we'll see what he does, man. We'll see what he does. Unless he's gonna take some journeyman level fight to make some more money at light heavyweight, then call it a career. We'll see. I know his brother Anthony is supposed to be fighting. I think he's supposed to get a title shot against David Benavidez. I think that fight's supposed to be coming up. Is that true? The WBC title, super middleweight title. But anyways, Jennings came back in this round. I'm giving this round. He's starting to close the gap a little bit. Yeah, you see now he's fighting on the front foot now. He's taking chances. He knows he can't fight on the outside against Dimentrenko. He realizes that now. So he's got to close the distance. Keep it, make sure Dimentrenko don't get no extension on the shot. So I give him that round. Good round by Jennings. Good comeback round. Anthony is a dog though. Let me say something, Merv. Anthony's a good fighter, but when it comes to war level fights or big, somewhat significant fights, Anthony Dirrell seems to fold. He doesn't really. Yeah, I know he beat Sakio Bika for that title. Yeah, Sakio Bika is not really a great fighter, but he's a dangerous and awkward fighter. But still, though, Anthony Dirrell. Yeah, when it comes to guys like Badu Jack, I mean, especially significant fights, he drew with Sakio Bika initially. Let's not forget that. He hasn't really impressed me. I'm just being honest. He hasn't really impressed me, even though Andre Dirrell hasn't been a champion. But Andre Dirrell, his brother Andre, is still a better fighter, skillful wise. Now, as far as again, he is a champion. He beat Bika, but he was a champion, but he never had a successful title defense. He lost that to Badu Jack. And I thought Badu Jack was going to lose that fight because, remember, Badu Jack was previously knocked out by Derek Edwards. So, yeah. When the going gets tough, Dirrell gets up. Yeah, he does. He does give up, man. He does. He like I said, he has been mentally shot ever since that and physically shot after that Abraham fight, in my opinion. Yeah, Andre Ward's commentating. He signed a long-term deal with ESPN to commentate. So, yeah, you see Jennings is closing the cap. He's walking him down. He's making Dimentrenko fight off the back foot, which is good because that way Dimentrenko doesn't have any extension on his shots. But he got to make sure he's got to close the gap. He's got to smother those shots though. Still, see now he's trying to get out of the way. Okay, great. Go back into the front foot position. There you go. Dig to the body. Make sure he does. Yeah, close the gap. But the one thing that Jennings is going to have to do is cut off the ring because he's not really. I mean, he's able to close the gap because Dimentrenko's a slow-footed fighter. He's not quick on his feet. So there you go. He's closing the gaps, taking chances. I know a lot of people kind of criticize him because he actually fought this way against Luis Ortiz. But obviously, if you look at it, some people felt that was suicide for him to fight inside against Ortiz. That may be so, but it would have been more. It would even be suicide if he fought from the outside against Ortiz. What's he supposed to do? The only thing he could do is try to close the gap and smother Ortiz punches. But of course, he wasn't strong enough to do that. But see, Dimentrenko, he can get away with that because Dimentrenko's not a good inside fighter. So see, again, here you go. Again, he's giving him distance. He's giving him range. You got to close that range. So right now, this round is a bit even. Is Ward doing the new contender series? Yeah, he is. He actually signed a contract to do the contender on Epics here in the state. And you already know about Epics, the premium channel on direct on Dish, I believe. It's what time is it on? Well, the fight's on right now on ESPN gaming videos. It's on right now. So Superman going to vacate the WBC and retire? No, from the looks of it, Wing King, he's actually going to go through with the Kovalev fight. Sorry, with the Vostek fight. So, but we haven't heard anything about the. I mean, they, him and Ivan Michelle won the purse bid against Top Rank. So, looks of it, they're about to go through with the fight and they're going to iron out the details and get it confirmed. So we have to wait on that. He needs to continue to work the body, use his uppercut. Yeah, absolutely. I think he needs to do that. Work the body, chop him down, keep him stationary, so that way he can go to work in the inside against Dimentrenko. Yeah, he's doing a good job in this round. So I give Jennings this round as a close. So I gave him the last 2 rounds. So he's coming back in this fight. So yeah, So he's coming back. Bakari King, what's going on, Bakari? Long time no hear, man. Bakari says, "Hey, Dan the man, I got a good one for you. Who do you think would win? James Toney that beat Evander Holyfield versus Luis Ortiz? Do you think James Toney that beat Evander Holyfield versus Luis Ortiz? Man, tough one. I have to give it to Ortiz because Ortiz very quick, very good counter puncher, very dangerous left hand, gives you different angles. Hold on, guys. Coming. Sorry about that, guys. I know I was out for a minute, so let's see what's happening now. All right, we're in the 9th round, 12-round bout. Yep, hopefully Jennings wins. Caught him. Yeah, Jennings caught him. Okay, cool. He caught him. All right, cool. Sorry, I have to step away. Yep. Good battle back for Brian Jennings. I know Lennox Lewis is happy. Lennox is happy. Hey, is Lennox part of Brian Jennings? He's is he part of Brian Jennings' team now? So yeah, like I say, he had to close the gap and take some chances and get him out of there. So exactly that's what I said he had to do. Prematurely stoppage though? I don't know. I don't know about that. Let's see. John David Jackson trains him, obviously. So this actually was an IBF title eliminator. No, yeah, it was a title eliminator, not a final eliminator. I know Dimentrenko's corner is upset about the stoppage, but yeah, he's mad. He's like, bullshit. He's upset about the stoppage. Well, let's take a look at it again. Let's take a look at the stoppage. I'm gonna see the replay. Let's take a look at the replay. All right, so here's a replay. Uppercut. Whoa. That hurt right there. Boom. 2 uppercuts. Another uppercut. Oh. Yeah, John Ian Lewis is known to do shit like this, okay? Yes, he was hurt badly, but he should at least gave him a chance to try to make the count. But yeah, I'm not saying that Dimentrenko would have won the fight if he had gotten up, but he was clearly hurt. That uppercut was devastating right there. I mean, but still though, yeah, he should at least gotten a chance there. But like I said, Jennings needed to take chances in anyway. Close the gap in the inside, like I said. Take the fight inside because Dimentrenko cannot fight in the inside. Yeah, I don't know why Johnny Lewis do. See, he's known to do shit like that, man. Just premature stoppages. He's like a UK version of Richard Steele. No disrespect to Richard Steele. He's officiated, great fights, Hall of Fame fights throughout his career, but he was known to do premature stoppages like that. I mean, especially that Meldrick Taylor Julio Cesar Chavez fight back in 1990, which people never forgave him for that stoppage. I mean, hey, it is what it is. You can't rewrite history. So Brian Jennings, so this was a title eliminator, so he moves up in the ranks with the IBF and the WBO. So we'll see. I mean, he still got some work to do. I mean, going forward, I would advise Brian Jennings to never try to take the fight from the outside, especially against these longer ranger heavyweights. He's gonna have to employ some inside tactics against them, like Evander Holyfield did when he went up against bigger heavyweights and guys who had longer reaches than him. He's gonna have to fight them in the inside, close the gap against them. You're not gonna outbox these guys. So, yeah, I mean, Dimentrenko, I mean, it is what it is. I mean, Jennings got the win. We got to move on from that. I mean, can he, can he compete with these other these other heavyweights? I don't know. That's yet to be seen. We have to see him in a couple more fights, in my opinion. So, yeah. All right, guys. I think I'm going to go ahead and shut this down. It's cool talking to all of you guys. So I'll chop it up with you guys tomorrow afternoon. We'll just go ahead and do a recap on this evening, this evening's fights. I'm not sure anybody cared too much about the Jennings and the Dimentrenko fight. I know people more interested in the Fury and Wilder fight. Obviously the Wilder buildup. So, and that completely dominated this boxing cycle today. So, the fight's confirmed on pay-per-view. The venue, obviously, is going to be confirmed on Monday, but we do definitely know where the location is going to be. The date rumored to be November 17th or the 10th. So we'll see how it goes down from there. So we'll find out on Monday. But meanwhile, we'll come back here tomorrow. We'll chop it up. bring some guys on here. But until then, I'm out. Peace, guys. Yo, peace, Wing King. Peace to everybody.